I've been really nervous because I'm about to interview a rugby league icon here at Edinburgh Emerald Stadium. He's come over from Australia, and this guy is a superstar. The word legend gets bandied about. This fella goes right above that. He's a state of origin hero and a long-time 19-year captain of the Cronulla Sharks. It is, of course, Paul Gallen. Gals, how are you, pal?
Hey, mate. Good to see you. I'm good, thank you.
I'm really excited about tonight, mate. I think I've learnt that much about Cronulla. It's coming out of my ears. The Shire, as it's known. And I always thought there was only one Shire, Yorkshire. But it isn't. There's the one in Sydney as well. Mate, it's great to have you. I'm looking forward to talking to you. But we do a feature on Rugby called Hard as Nails. And it talks about the 5 toughest players that you've ever played against. Now, you're one of the most industrious, hard-working grafters I've ever seen play the game of rugby league, but I'm really interested in 5 players that you've come up against. Who would be the toughest?
Yeah, look, tough to me comes in different ways.
Yeah.
There's obviously the big tough guys that come through the middle, and to me there's halves and hookers. I think they're really tough too. So my 5 toughest would be Shane Webke. I caught Shane Webke at the back end of his career.
Yeah.
It was like hitting a brick wall. Just couldn't stop him. He was an absolute machine. Kept going all day. Next one will be Petro Sivanasiva. You probably would have played against Petro yourself.
Might have done once, maybe once or twice.
Yeah, he was still playing for Australia up until 2011-12. So, look, he was just hard as nails. Had a big work rate, just really, really tough, and a really, really genuinely good guy. But he was certainly very, very tough. Then there was a Pommy, Adrian Morley.
Wow.
Adrian Morley was probably the best front row in the world, I thought, when I was starting my career at Cronulla in the early 2000s.
Yep.
He had that genuine intimidation factor about him. You just didn't know what he was going to do. He obviously got suspended a fair bit, but that's what made him scary. He'd either tackle you, the normal tackle, hit you around the waist and cut you in half, or he'd give you a stiff forearm straight to the head. You just didn't know what was going to happen with him, and he just had a genuine intimidation factor. I thought he was the best fronter in the world at one stage. Right. He was that good.
That's a great compliment. In fact, our feature that we did with Adrian Morley, I think it's got about 200,000. I didn't know there was that many people watching rugby league, and it does personify who Adrian Morley wasn't it? Just to touch on that, we've had a lot of forwards go over there from England and do quite well as well. You know, the lads over there now, Bateman, James Graham, the Burgess brothers, Gareth Ellis, who was a lad who played with for many years.
He was a great player, Gareth Ellis.
Good boys. Why do you think the English boys do so well over there?
I think that the forwards do really, really well. We've seen some backs go over, and look, I think Gareth Widdop's probably been the best back to go over and really succeed. But we've seen Tompkins go over, didn't quite catch on to it. But I think the forwards look. I'll give the Pommers a bit of a rap. He's a tough. I'll give you that. He's a tough. And to be a forward in the NRL, you've got to be tough. And that's why I think these guys come over there and do so well. Particularly Bateman at the moment, he's going well. James Graham has been a great player there for a number of years. Burgess boys, obviously, they're great as well. So, yeah, I think that their toughness shines in Australia.
For sure. And who'd be number 2 then?
Yeah, look, the last couple would be Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith's the best player I've ever played with or against. He's just an absolute competitor, competes on everything, every play right throughout the game, plays for 80 minutes. He's tough as nails.
There's a player over here called James Roby, and whilst I never try and compare Super League and NRL, those attributes that you're talking about there, where they never seem to get tired as well, because that brings about a certain toughness to be able to play for 80 minutes at that intensity and level.
And get targeted. You get targeted in the middle as a hooker. I spoke about James Roby last night, Albert Whitehaven, and I said he's a player I wish had to come to the NRL.
Right.
I thought he could have made it in the NRL. He was a really, really good player, and he was certainly top of the tip sheet when we played against England, back in the day when I was playing against him. But he was a great player, never come over to Australia, which would have been interesting if he come over. The last player I'll say it's a toss flip of the coin between Billy Slater and Jonathan Thurston, but I'm just going to edge Jonathan Thurston in front. Just purely competes on absolutely everything. Didn't have the blistering speed and I suppose the natural talent that someone like Billy Slater had, but just worked so hard on his game, and for a smaller guy was tough as nails, I thought.
Well, mate, you're one of the toughest characters as well. I've only played against you once or twice, I think, internationals around 2011 time. But I just want to ask you the question about the story. I'm always interested in why people are tough. Some people just can't be coached or trained into that mentality. And I wanted to ask you about when you was a kid, the story when you had appendicitis, I think it was, and you played a week later. We're always talking about pros playing when they're injured. Just listen to this story.
Yeah, so I can't remember if it was a Mother's Day or a Father's Day, but I remember there was a party going in my house, and my mum and dad had heaps of people having a party and drinking and carrying on. And I went out and said, something's wrong with me, I'm really, really sick. And obviously they're having a good night. They just ushered me back to bed, go back to bed. Anyway, my appendix burst overnight.
Wow.
So the next morning, I got up and said, something's like wrong. They rushed me to hospital. emergency surgery, had my appendix out. Spent a week in hospital, got out after 7 days, and I think it's a bit easier these days, but back then it was a long time ago, 7 days in hospital. Got out, and it was like on a Monday or a Tuesday, and the following Sunday we're playing footy. And I thought I was okay to play. I'm like, I'm playing footy this week. And Mum's like, you are not playing footy. There's no way you're playing footy. And I'm like, I'm playing footy. And I said, Dad, I'm playing footy. I loved it. So I was only about 8 or 9.
Class.
And I said, I'm playing. He goes, okay. So he went and he was a plumber. He went and I had 4 younger brothers and sisters. Some of them were still in nappies. So we tied a nappy up, put it to me and duct tape it around my waist, and I went to the field and played.
That's unbelievable. What a dad as well. Good on you, Paul. It's been absolute pleasure. Really appreciate it, mate.